So this was the initial topic. I just want to hear what you had to say about this before we get off. This was the initial topic of the live. I'm not gonna play all the sound bits from the part one of the interview, which I watched in full. But you're familiar with who Derrick Jaxn is, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So his ex-wife, she did a podcast recently, and as you can see on my screen right now, you can see what it says. I'm just gonna play you the little snippet so you can hear what she had to say. But she basically said that she was an active, willing participant in this. Ever since she met him at the age of 19 years old, he's always cheated on her. They've never really been in like a real relationship. It was more so a situationship type of deal. Um, even at one point she would sleep with this man even when they weren't in their situationship. This man used to have women like scheduled like to come sleep with him at certain times of the day. They'd be walking by each other and stuff like that, as that one of them is leaving, one of them is coming in. But she was just an active participant in all of this stuff. But let me just play this for you, and then I want to hear what you have to say about it. Anyway, we were still engaging sexually, even though we were off, right? And so it was in this time where there was a lineup of us. We was passing each other on the stairway in and out. No, y'all wasn't. Listen. No, y'all was not passing you think this is a game. You were not passing each other on the stairway. No, y'all was. We were passing each other on the stairway. Like, this is my shift from this time to this time. So, I was a willing participant in that. And this is, like, I can laugh about it now, but it's really sad, to, like, what space do you have to be in to accept that? And so I dealt with it already, so I could laugh about it now. And it's funny, but it's like, right? You look back at your old self and laugh. I'm just like, what? Yeah. But yeah, no, seriously. It was, I'm coming over at this time. I know such and such is going to be rolling through about, an hour and a half later. Yeah. And sometimes we went a little bit longer, so literally passing each other on the stairs, like out the door. All right, have fun, your shift, you know, and literally. And so there was a lot of people involved at that time. We weren't in a relationship, so all the people that like committed relationships. So I was just on the rotation at the time, and I ended up getting pregnant with our first child. And it was in that I was like, okay, Danae, you got to figure out what you're doing with your life. You are whole pregnant, and you can't get rid of this child, because I had already had 3 abortions before, and the Lord had already dealt with me. And I was like, Lord, if you save me from this, I'm not going to ever do this again. Got pregnant. I was like, I can't go back on my word, Lord. I don't want you to kill me. Yeah. But so I started, okay, I got to figure out what I'm doing with my life. And then I started getting a little bit more serious. Like, what are we doing? He was still doing, stuff with other girls. I knew about it. So I did still participate in some sexual activity and all that, knowing that he was with other girls. I was a willing participant. But it did start to take. What's your thoughts on that, Science Bay?
It's wow. This is my first time hearing it. I literally saw something about this interview earlier today, but I just didn't watch it. But literally what you're seeing right now is my blind reaction to this video. That is first thing I have to say is just wow. She had to be in a really, really dark place for her to be accepting that type of behavior out of somebody. It sounded like she was lost for a long time. For her to not protect herself as a woman, knowing that if she gets pregnant, she has to carry a child, she has to give birth, she has to take care of a child. And it sounded like she was just being really reckless and not taking care of herself, not thinking about herself, and putting a man's needs before her own, being codependent and being selfless. And that's really sad. It's heartbreaking, to hear that she was in that space. because that's a very dangerous space to be in. Like she could have lost her ability to even have kids because, she's not protecting herself and maybe just going with whatever. Like it's like her body is there, but she's not even really there. Like she's just on autopilot, it seems like. And yeah, you have to really have like some low self-esteem to um, be in a situation like that. And I don't even know, like, if I was her to come out and say that on, on the internet, it's a bad look.
Hmm.
Like everything that happens to you in your life, you don't have to tell everybody what you went through or what you did or what you experienced. Some stuff you need to just keep it to yourself. And I think that was something that she shouldn't share with everybody. That's not a good look. It's already like bad enough that she was in the situation, but to come behind the situation and say like, oh, I was a willing participant, it kind of makes it seem like she is. I mean, she's taking accountability, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it could have been done in a better way. That wasn't the way to do it. I wouldn't.
Like
I would have been embarrassed to say all that. That's very embarrassing.
like you said, everything does not need to be shared with the whole world. And despite her, like you said, taking accountability and saying that she was an active participant, and putting up with this stuff all these years willingly. What I found to be interesting is that, there were a lot of women that didn't even acknowledge her taking accountability. They were just so like, oh, this man was a narcissist and he took advantage of a woman that he knew was insecure, this, that, and the third. I don't know. I think we need to stop. I think we need to stop like trying to baby and coddle women. Like this woman is clearly telling y'all that she was an active, willing participant in this the whole time, ever since she was 19 years old. Had three abortions for the man. Like I don't know. Like I don't know how much sympathy and empathy can you have for someone that's like um I don't know, kind of like self bringing pain that's like self inflicted on themselves and actively participating in something that's detrimental to them.
Yeah, I feel like maybe she felt like in the moment and all that time, she felt like whatever she was going through was uh it was okay because the reward that she was getting was greater than that. I don't really understand what that reward was, but she felt like she won, At the end of the day, she won. That's what she felt like. At the time, because there's no way you could endure something like that and think that, like, I'm not getting anything out of it. She's getting something out of it. Yeah, I agree. Melly, she was young and lost. I agree. Um, that's, like I said, very sad, but I personally wouldn't put that out there because like once you say something on the internet or do something on the internet, you can't take it back. It's there forever.
Man, listen.
And her kids are gonna grow up and watch and see that and hear about that. I don't know if she even would has told her kids that or will tell her kids that, but now it's out there on the internet. It's there forever. Um, Ashley Douglas says, I think both of those things are probably true, just toxic. Yeah, like this whole fiasco with the both of them is really embarrassing. Like me personally, if I were her, I would have just not came out and been on any interviews, just lay low, um, stay quiet, do my thing, and stay out of the spotlight because this whole back and forth that they're doing, it's just really embarrassing. I feel really sad that, this couple, well, it used to be couple, um, is displaying like this type of behavior. Because it might have been like a PR stunt too. Like it kind of seems like that. Because like Like I know it's the truth and everything, but it's like, why would you want to come out and say that?
As a black woman yourself, was there ever a point in time that you were really buying into Derrick Jackson's content?
No, I never watched any of his content, actually.
Okay.
Never.
I mean, um, why do you think like a black man can just like, put on his camera and say things that are just so favorable to women and that is just gonna be like, sex to women's ears and just, whether he's really practicing what he's preaching. My whole thing, Science Bay, is that as a man or a woman, if you're watching someone and they're like 100% for one side, I don't know how that's not going to cause any little bit of like skepticism
Hmm.
from the viewer. Like if someone is literally just saying everything that to make, one side look bad and one side look good, I don't know how, like, like I have so much respect for black women. I love them so much, but it just be given like it just be given gullible sometimes. And then when all the stuff comes, and then those men that make that type of content that's just pandering to women and catering all to women, those men are individuals. Those are the men that these women say we need more black men like this in our community. These are the black men that, young black men need to be looking up to, and this, that, and the third. And then when, a scandal happens, if you will, or, the truth about their life comes out, then all of a sudden they're relegated to being just like the rest of the black men. And I just think that's just kind of unfair and just, I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why a lot of black women just buy into anything. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like regardless of what black men do, black women always love black men. Regardless, black men can't do no wrong to black women, and that's just what it is. To most of us, they won't date any other men. They're very loyal to black men. They put up with anything out of a black man. They love their black sons. Just black women have this thing to where like they will coddle a black man. Like you should see. I don't know if you've ever noticed the difference between the way that most black mothers treat their sons versus the way they treat their daughters. Like they coddle their sons to the point where they're doing everything for them, taking up for them when they're wrong. They go to up to the school, cussing the teacher out because my son didn't do that, my son didn't do that. But if it's their daughter, they treat their daughter so bad. Like most of the time, it's like I've seen it so many times. Like even in my own family, I've seen it to where the mom is like at the daughter, and treats the son like gold. So I feel like black women love black men. The black man cannot do any wrong, no matter if it's her son, her dad, her uncle, her boyfriend, uh, whatever. Like they will put up with whatever. So it's like the kind of like the same thing. If they see, they love the Pookies and Ray Rays too. But if they see a black man that's saying all the right things, they love him even more. So I agree with you on that for sure. Like the guy that's saying anything that they want to hear, they're gonna love him even more because most of the time, like I just explained, like most black women only date black men. We're very loyal. We don't really date out, so it's like we idolize black men. So of course, like everything they say, everything that they do, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna be receptive to it, that type of thing, like that. That's what I think.
Science,
Actually, uh huh.
should I start being disingenuous and just start making videos, saying things that I know like all black women want to hear and just, you know, totally go against, what I do on my platform right now, or should I keep doing what I'm doing?
I think you should keep doing what you're doing because you have to do what's authentic to you. and what comes real to you. Because if you switch up now and start taking a whole another turn, it's gonna automatically look disingenuous because you're gonna be saying a completely different message than what you've already said.
But see, Science Way, this is
It's impossible.
like I literally like I'm probably not gonna do it, but like I just it's to the point now where I literally just want to test black women, cause like and we on my backup page, but like y'all know what I do over here, like y'all know what I've been doing. I want to see like if I literally just totally just switch things up for like a week. If I just started making just like some Derrick Jaxn type videos, I low key just want to see like what the reaction will be. Like I honestly think that even some people that's already tapped in with me right now, black women that's already tapped in with me right now, I want to see if they just will even start liking me more, or even if the little few detractors that I have on this app, if they'll just change their mind. Like it's crazy, bro. It's like it's literally it could be a complete stranger on the internet. He could have a terrible background, a terrible record, but if he come on here and say stuff that they want to hear, oh, he's a king, and this is what we need
Hmm.
more of in our community. Just because he's saying stuff that you agree with and that you want to hear, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely think you would be like mega viral if you were saying like everything that that a black woman went to hear. You definitely would be. I mean, you already are viral, but it's like even more. But
Oh,
I feel like a lot of your male followers that follow you and that have respect for you, they probably unfollow you. They're
facts.
probably not.
They'll be like, no, this is not.
They probably not interact with your content anymore.
Thanks for the rose,
Yeah.
Miss Reese. Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, this is definitely he definitely being disingenuous. He trying to be someone he's not, trying to be something that he's not.